What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to another episode of my F1 2016 career mode, episode number 5 today from the Spanish Grand Prix. As you can see on screen at the moment, new part fitted. Our engine upgrade that cost us 700 R&D points last time out has been fitted, thankfully. Mclaren turned that right around. We upgraded it literally in the middle of qualifying, I think it was, in Russia, and they've already upgraded it for the Spanish Grand Prix practice, so they're doing the work, doing the job. So that's now a total of, I believe, 3 upgrades we've done so far on the McLaren, looking pretty good, sitting above most of the midfield teams, just behind Williams, who are still trying to upgrade as well. So, you know, we're finding it tough to actually catch up to them. Hopefully we can do it eventually by the end of the season. But if you did watch the last episode, the Russian Grand Prix, and you watched right to the end, you'll know that we had that bit of an issue with Russia and the whole career mode save corrupting, so we've had to start a new career mode save. As you can see on screen though, in the Drivers' Championship, I've got the exact same points that I've got. I redid all 4 races, got the exact same position that I got. I couldn't do anything about the AI, so you can see the Drivers' Championship looks a little bit different to what it was in Russia, because obviously that's all randomized now. You can see it's kind of 2x2 with the 2 Mercedes, then 2 Ferraris, then 2 Red Bulls, and also 2 Williams behind us. But from now on, we'll be on this save. This save won't corrupt. I've checked it. It all works. We're here at the Spanish Grand Prix, so of course it worked. But if you did miss that at the Russian Grand Prix, at the end of the episode, I basically explained how my original career mode save got a bit messed up. It thought I was still doing the preview build of F1 2016, which I got, thankfully, from Codemasters before the game came out, but it only limits you to 4 rounds of career mode. And for some reason, even though I did have the full game, it kind of limited me to that. But anyway, we fixed that issue. We're back with the same amount of points that we had at least. So, as I said, we can't fix the AI, but at least we're back to normal. I've done all the R&D stuff we did, the exact same upgrade, so chassis weight, barge boards, and now obviously the new engine part that we fitted. So today we're going to practice, hopefully get some more R&D points. You know, we've got Monaco next, so it'd be kind of nice if we could get enough points to maybe bring an upgrade before Monaco, maybe the downforce upgrade perhaps. We'll have to see. We're actually, we're pretty much 0 on R&D points because of course we spent 700 whopping points on this engine upgrade, which I hope turns out to be kind of good and useful here at Spain. But got on with practice, of course, doing the track acclimatization and also the tyre wear test. And thankfully this time, compared to tracks like China and Russia, I was able to complete the tyre wear test. Got about 4 purples and 3 greens there. So we got quite a lot of points for only one FP1 session. 243 now in total of R&D points. And I was really happy. The tyre wear seemed actually okay, so it looks like I could manage some good tyre wear here at Spain. And obviously it's quite important at Spain because it's well known to be a very tyre wear heavy circuit. Obviously you bring the orange wall hard tyres here, so I'm not too sure about the strategy ahead of the race. We'll have to see how it goes, but we're going to move on to qualifying now. Q1 I won't show you because that was a formality. We got into Q2 very easily. You can see here we finish out a lap on medium tyres on the white wall tyre in Q2 because I wanted to try and get into Q3 if I could on medium tyres because of course you start on that tyre, and I think there's a possibility of maybe doing 1 less stop if you start on the medium tyres. But by the end of it, like I kind of fast forwarded towards the end of the session, you can see JB then jumps me into Q3 and I was actually out of Q3, so we have to do a new lap, a second lap in Q2. So a bit annoying on that. We have to start a new one on soft tyres, yellow wall tyre. You can see Science actually held me up at the start there, so we're down on our delta time at the moment in the top right, but by the end of the lap we come strongly back. Of course, being on the soft tyres, there's about a delta time of about 7/10 or so, even more compared to the medium tyres, and so we do get into Q3 quite comfortably there, and Jensen also gets in. So showing that both of us getting to Q3 does show that the car is improving. You know, it's still behind Williams, which is the thing I keep banging on about because I really do want to try and overtake Williams at this point in the season. It's going to be tough because eventually they will make their upgrades. But anyways, we're going to finish out the lap here in Q3. Going to be a slower lap time than we actually did in Q2, unfortunately, with a few mistakes. If we did the same lap time that we did then, now we would have been ahead of Bottas there. But 10th place, still not bad. We can do something from here, depending on the strategy. So let's go to the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Right, so having a look at the strategy ahead of the race, we can either do a 2-stop or a 3-stop, the 2 being with all 3 compounds. Obviously, either way, we have to start on the soft tyre due to us qualifying in Q2 on the soft tyres. Looking at it, though, I think I'm going to go for the low tyre management one. So far in this career mode, we've mostly gone with the high tyre wear management. I think, honestly, this race, we could afford to really push hard and do an extra pit stop, but that is also kind of indicating that if we have some clean air to do that, and also there might be a chance of rain. You can see there's some cloud forecast over there on the top as well, and if we go towards the grid for the formation lap, you'll see it is very, very overcast. So I just get the sense that there may be a chance of rain, so we have to go for it. So that's what we're going to do, the 3-stop. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, we can change that on the fly. The engineer could ask us if we want to change it on the fly, or we can just do it manually ourselves. But getting on to the formation lap, let's look ahead to what happened after qualifying. We got onto 351 resource points, so plenty, but not enough to get an upgrade yet. So sadly, we will have to wait until the Monaco Grand Prix to even choose our next upgrade. So that upgrade won't come till the Canadian Grand Prix, unfortunately. Rivalry update. Obviously, you would have seen it at the beginning, but we actually got a rival of Max Verstappen now due to the fact I had to redo the save. Probably won't beat him, honestly, because he's in the very fast Red Bull. And the driver position, our team are very, very happy with us. And hopefully we can make them even more happy here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's go towards 5 red lights for the 5th round of this season. Dump the clutch, get a pretty decent start compared to our teammate Button, who bogs down an absolute treat there. Massa gets a good start on Bottas as well, so the two teammates doing well against their counterparts. We go towards turn 1, long run into turn 1. Let's try and feed it down the inside of Massa, maybe the inside of Bottas. He gets squeezed out by Ricardo and Verstappen bang tyres, and they go side by side. We swoop round the right-hander, and we're comfortably in 7th place ahead of both Williams cars now, maybe looking at the back of maybe a Red Bull car, which I didn't think was going to be the case, really, because, you know, it's a high downforce circuit. The Red Bull should be going well, theoretically, but at the moment, it's Lewis Hamilton leading the way from 2 Ferraris, and then Rosberg in 4th place. Both Red Bulls getting kind of stuck on each other there through the first turn, but now we cut on to lap 2. You can see now Bottas is coming back at us with the slipstream. Obviously, the Williams very, very strong in a straight line, and so as we move on into the 3rd lap of the Grand Prix, Bottas goes right past us without even DRS being needed. Into turn 1, he goes up into 7th place. So despite the fact we upgraded our engine with those 700 points, the Williams can still easily waltz past us there like nothing's happening. So now onto the middle part of the lap, though. We come back at Bottas because we got the downforce compared to the Williams car. It's never been too great with downforce. It's mostly a low drag car, and so we go side by side with Valtteri on this swooping right-hander. Not normally a place you go side by side with, but we've managed to do it, and we're still side by side with the Finn. You can see up ahead the 2 Red Bulls trying to challenge the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. We go down inside yet again of Bottas, still trying to keep it side by side, touching tyres a little bit as we go through the swooping right-hander down into 3rd gear, trying to get the traction around the outside. Looks like we could do it, but Bottas going to do really well to come back at us. We're going to slow down, do the switchback, brake a little bit earlier there. It's worked out for us because we'll be the inside for this next part of the chicane there, and that's going to help us out as we just try and squeeze Valtteri out into the final corner, but no, he's still going to keep it there, and so we've been side by side for practically 2/3 of the lap here, and now Valtteri will have DRS this lap. It's lap 3, so he comes past us. His teammate Massa does, maybe even my teammate Button Kvyat also comes past us. We've been completely done here by 3 cars. We'll go right around the outside of Kvyat, down the inside of Button, in between them, and we'll just get 9th place back, but we've been done by both the Williams cars, sadly, so we're going to have to move later on to Grand Prix, on towards our pit stop indeed, actually, and I believe this is lap 5, so probably 1 lap earlier than I actually wanted to come in, but I feel like it's necessary because we can't go any longer on these soft tyres. They're feeling pretty second-hand, and also the fact that both Williams overtook us, I think it's just time to make a change, make a swap, come in for the pit stop. You can see the Ferrari and Red Bull and a Mercedes also came in, so I feel like it's a reasonable lap to come in, and I think my teammate's staying out for 1 more lap, but we've come on to the medium wall tyres, you can see there, so we've actually switched the strategy there. I switched it just as I came into the pits. I decided, no, we're going to go into the medium tyres, because the thing is, the 3-stop, I think it would have worked out, but we needed clean air. If we got held up by Bottas again, let's say in this next stint, or we're right behind Massa right now in this next stint, it's just not going to work. We won't use the soft tyre to their full potential, so I felt like it'll be worth switching to the 2-stop instead, because we will get held up by the Williams. I think it looks like we are going to be basically in a race-long scrap with these guys, which is kind of nice to see. Obviously, they're the team we want to beat, but it's a scrap, not an overtake, so it's going to be a bit frustrating as well if we can't get past them. So we move on to lap 7 now, and I believe this is Valtteri Bottas coming out of the pits at the moment. 2 laps later, all of us down the order in P21, P20, P19, as a lot of people starting on the medium tyres, I think, in the midfield. Obviously, we go round the outside of Massa, though, as you get to a lot of dirty air off Bottas, I think that is, but on the right-hander, we go and get ourselves some dirty air, go a little bit wide, we bang tyres with Felipe Massa, so we're going to try and hang it around the outside. My teammate's not too far down the order there in P22 as he comes round, but we've just managed to hang it around the outside of the Brazilian, and we'll get up the order into P20 now, this will be, I believe, and we can try and chase down Valtteri. But as I said, we're all down the order, I think, because pretty much everyone from Q2 who didn't get into Q3, I think they would have logically gone onto the medium tyres and just done a 1-stop maybe, or at least maybe a 2-stop, and avoiding the soft tyre, because the soft tyre only goes about 5-6 laps, so there'd be no point to run that if you didn't have to, I don't think. So it's definitely not the race tyre to be on. I feel like the medium tyre, or even perhaps the hard tyre, might be the race tyre of this Grand Prix weekend. But anyway, to lap 11, a few laps later, taking us a few laps to actually catch up properly to Bottas to actually even make this move down the inside at the moment. We've gone side by side here before. Can we do it again and make the move, importantly, here for P17 at the moment, which sounds weird to say, but it will all come back to us, because you can see Verstappen is only up ahead of us in P16, so all of us are going to gain positions as soon as the midfield make their moves. But literally straight away, didn't wait till the very whole lap, the very next lap on lap 12, Bottas just gets right back past us with DRS. Pretty simple move you can see there for him, which is really, really frustrating. You know, it's very disheartening to make an engine upgrade, feel like, oh, hopefully this will do some work for us. And, you know, it's still the Williams is OP as anything in a straight line compared to the Honda. We've got a long way to go, trust me, with the Honda PU until it's really matching the Mercedes or even the Ferrari car. But on to lap 14 now, we swoop past Nasser, who's being basically, well, not lapped, but you know, he's out of sync in the pit stops. He's been on those medium tyres since the start of the Grand Prix, so Bottas gets past him, and I do as well as the two Red Bulls up ahead. And as you can see there, they're getting caught up by the other Sauber of Ericsson as we move on to the end of lap 14. Speaking of Ericsson, he gets overtaken by Verstappen now, so it's Ricciardo in the distance there, then Verstappen, Ericsson, Bottas here, and then obviously ourselves right behind. We're going to try and hopefully use Ericsson to advantage here, because we're getting right up Bottas's gearbox, but unfortunately Spain, a very tight circuit at the last sector, so it's very hard to overtake into these corners. But Ericsson comes in, thankfully, so he's not going to hold us up anymore. We'll have DRS and Bottas, but I think, yeah, he has DRS off Ericsson, annoyingly, so we'll come up into P9. So as I said, we'll go up the order, because people will finally make their pit stops. But you can see there, DRS on DRS, the Williams still has it, you know, just showing we have the equal equipment of DRS, and you know, we just can't do it. So we move on to lap 16. You can see once again using the voice command to box this lap. You can see on the right hand side in the bottom, I've chosen the hard tyres. We're coming in this lap because I didn't want to get held up by Bottas anymore. I was already getting pissed off that I was being held up and wasn't able to overtake him. It is very, very frustrating, you know, especially here at a track like Spain. So many nice corners where our McLaren's working well. Obviously, it's said many times in real life, the McLaren has a pretty decent chassis, I think. And in real life, for sure, you saw at the German Grand Prix, the last Grand Prix we had before the summer break, the McLaren was stronger than the Williams on pure chassis pace, but it just doesn't have the straight line speed. And so at a circuit like this, Spain, where I'm not that great through the final corner due to traction, the Williams just has such an easy time getting away from us there. So it's a bit frustrating. So hopefully we can use this as like a bit of an undercut. I'm not too sure how well the undercut works here at Spain, but at the moment we're out in P17. Hopefully we can catch up to Magnussen, who's on hard tyres. As I said earlier on, I think all these guys on hards ahead of us are doing a one-stop literally to the end of the race. So we have plenty of overtaking to do, because we're down in P17. I feel like we should be up in the top 10 at least. So plenty of overtakes to do. We've got yellow flag. Sergio Perez out of the race. I wonder we're going to see... Oh, there's a bit of smoke here. Yeah, engine failure. Engine failure, just like Sebastian Vettel in Russia. I think this is even more dramatic than the one that we had at Russia with Vettel, because that is really smoking there. And that's actually quite funny. That's nearly the same exact place that Hulkenberg had his real-life engine failure at the actual Spanish Grand Prix in 2016, if I remember correctly. It was at that corner Hulkenberg pulled off and then had to kind of take the extinguisher away from the real-life from the marshals there. So that's quite funny. It's nearly the same corner. So we move later on into the Grand Prix. Lap 18 now, right up at Magnussen's gearbox. Let's try and get the move done on the banana car itself. Going down the inside. He shouldn't have too much grip. He's been on those tyres for quite a long time. Obviously, we've only been on them for like 2 laps here. So we've got plenty of good grip as they start to warm up, and we're up into 14th place. Now, Ricciardo up ahead of us, being trained a little bit there. I think the Red Bulls are struggling here for some reason. Generally, it's kind of a Red Bull circuit in general, so it looks like they're struggling, surprisingly, to try and overtake people. But now, surprisingly, Magnussen and Bottas come streaking past. I'm not too surprised by Bottas, because obviously we've seen that before, but Magnussen with the Renault engine came past me with the DRS, just showing the Renault might still be actually better than the Honda engine at this point, even though we have made those upgrades. So we're being re-overtaken by Magnussen. We have to re-overtake him now as we come into the next section, into sector 2 now. We're going to go around the outside, just showing the downforce levels of the Renault, not too great. He may have the engine on us, but he doesn't have the pure downforce and mechanical grip. We go down the inside, easy does it, squeeze him out, and that'll allow Bottas to unfortunately come through as well. So we're going to have him for more company later on. But now onto lap 20, you can see we've caught up to Ricciardo Ricciardo, because Ricciardo got stuck behind this Manoeuvres of Wehrlein, and also there's a Force India up ahead. So Ricciardo just finally able to make that move. And sorry, it's not a Force India, it's a Haas car of Gutierrez there. But yeah, we're able to close up to Ricciardo and actually legitimately be right behind him there, because he got held up so much by the Manoeuvres. And speaking of the Manoeuvres, we're right behind him with DRS. He's got DRS, but Honda versus that Mercedes power in the manner. Unfortunately for him, we've got the better straight line speed there with some slipstream and tow as well, which he didn't have off the Red Bull, and we've got that move pretty easily made. And now we move on to the very next lap. Lap 21, Ricciardo now making a move on Gutierrez. Looks like Ricciardo has finally woken up in this Grand Prix. He makes 2 moves consecutively in 2 different laps, and now can we make a move on Gutierrez, make this easy as possible, so we can continue to basically just kind of use Ricciardo as a little kind of, I don't know, kind of drag us along in this Grand Prix, really. So we're going to try a bit of a switchback move there from the left to the right-hand side of the circuit, getting very close to Gutierrez with our front wing, but we'll move down the inside. The Haas car is one of the slower cars in this career mode at the moment. It hasn't been upgrading as much as us, and we are ahead of it on pure vehicle performance if you look at the career mode screens at the start of the episode. So that should have been an easy move, and it was indeed. So we move on to lap 24 now. A few laps later, yellow flag for I don't know what. Oh, Hamilton! Hamilton spun out. Hamilton's out of the Grand Prix potentially, or just spun at least. And Hamilton's down there, so we're up into 9th place. Awesome stuff. So we get 1 free position, and that means that Kimi Raikkonen's taking the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen's leading the Spanish Grand Prix. How about that? So I believe it was Hamilton from 2 Ferrari, so makes sense. He spun out of the lead, I think it looks like. We're going to have a look at a replay and see this. No, it looks like Rosberg was in the lead potentially, or maybe this was for... No, I think this is for maybe 2nd place, because I think that's a Ferrari up ahead. But Hamilton there, oh, unlucky on a lapped Toro Rosso car of maybe Kvyat. If it is Kvyat, I'll worry for his career once more. I mean, it's already in tatters, but yeah, Hamilton just getting spun round by the Toro Rosso, but I think that was his fault really, because the Toro Rosso was just letting Rosberg through. So unfortunate for Hamilton, he's down the order. So it looks like it's Kimi Raikkonen from Rosberg, then potentially now Sebastian Vettel. So anyways, focusing back on our race, on lap 28 now, you can see Verstappen making a nice little move on Hulkenberg there. That's allowed us to get right up his gearbox. So that's what I was hoping really, that these 2 Red Bulls ahead, although it was not kind of nice being right behind them, being held up by other cars, I was hoping that they could overtake the Force India, and then I could swiftly get past while maybe Hulkenberg's a bit flustered, maybe a little bit kind of looking in his mirrors, or not looking in his mirrors rather, because he's just been overtaken. And so on to the very next lap, we're swooping round on the 3rd turn, going down the inside of the German on lap 29. Can we hang it down the inside here? We're going to make it stick, hopefully, side by side. We should get the better line through here, and good traction, yes we do. And we have got Hulkenberg, I think he gets a bit of a tank slapper there. And so we're up into what will be, I think, 7th place? Yeah, 7th place there. And so now we're on to the 2nd last of the Grand Prix, going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. And oh, who have we got here? Bottas, lovely, great mate, love to see you again. Bottas up the inside there on the right-hand side, and Hulkenberg also coming back at us with DRS on the very last lap of the Grand Prix. Bottas has completely got us, and we've lost 7th place there. Thankfully, we are able to keep it ahead of Hulkenberg and indeed Hamilton, who's right behind Hulkenberg. So I can see there as we look behind us. Yeah, you can see Hamilton getting bogged down by Hulkenberg, just like real life. The Mercedes getting bogged down with some dirty air, not able to make it when it's in the middle of a pack of cars. You can see here through the final few corners, unfortunately, we're going to come home in only 8th place. It would have been 7th, but Bottas annoyingly has got us there. So yeah, I think you're gonna see this pattern a lot, guys, this season. I'm gonna get quite annoyed by Williams cars, because I do it in real life anyway as well. In real life, I like to see McLaren try and overtake Williams for pace, obviously. But in the game, it looks like we pretty much got the same exact fight, which is kind of nice and realistic to see that we're trying to overtake the Williams best we can, but they just still have that freaking straight line speed. But Kimi Raikkonen wins the Grand Prix, amazing for him, wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Rosberg comes home in 2nd, Sebastian Vettel 3rd. You can see Kvyat doing a 1-stop, getting up into 4th. Fantastic stuff for him. And you can see, unfortunately, we finished behind Max Verstappen, so in the rivalry we'll go down the order, but I never thought it really beat him. I'm pretty sure that rivalry is already gone. We're definitely going to lose that already. But we go down the order in the Drivers' Championship, because, of course, Bottas finishes ahead of us there, so we move down the order, but we're still ahead of our teammate and still within the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. And the Constructors, we stay put. You can see Williams have extended the gap a little bit, so we have some work to do there. And so we'll finish up the episode looking at our resource points after that race. We get a nice little tally there from coming 8th, and now we're on 448. Unfortunately, not enough to get an upgrade straight away at Monaco, so we will have to do some work at FP1 and all the free practice sessions indeed in Monaco to try and get another upgrade. Rivalry update getting very, very close, but obviously eventually Verstappen will overtake us. It is just going to happen, but our team should be still pretty happy with us there. So guys, if you have enjoyed that episode, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time for the duel, the Monaco Grand Prix. That'll be very, very interesting with all the 3 different tyre strategies, and finally the Ultra softs for the first time, the purple tyres. So we'll see you guys for that one. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.